All right, so here we go. We have Bitcoin here on the 1 hour. As you see, your moving averages have converged. Well, let's go over the chart layout real quick so everybody can follow what I'm doing here. We have your moving averages. All right, yellow being your 21, red being your 50, blue being your 100, and purple being your 200. Here to your right, you have the VPVR, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. Basically, just how your volume is vertical, this volume is horizontal. Then we have your momentum oscillators, one being your RSI, the other one being your MACD, and then we have a volatility measurement, which is your BBWP. All right, so your moving averages have converged. So we're waiting on to find out which way they fan out, and that'll decide your true trend, at least for a while. So if they fan out to the downside, we're probably going to see the 200 at about 16,750. Now, if we break below 16,700, that's not going to look good, and we're going to go over why and where we could probably go next. All right, and if we break out to the upside, your level is, first level is 17,150. Second level is 17,300. We're going to go over what happens if we do touch these levels. So right now your momentum oscillators, RSI, neutral median zone, in the upper zone and above the signal line, we need to close below 16,989 in order to cross that signal line to the downside. If that happens, I would expect a small bounce at the neutral median line at the 50 mark. Then another bounce at the 45 mark at the top of the bearish control zone. Then we'll come back to it, because if we enter the bearish control zone and pass this last low, shit could get pretty ugly. All right, so, and if we bounce and get back above the neutral median line, I would expect that to be some sort of a bear trap. Just a little pullback under the moving averages, taking out people's stops. Then we come back to it and see what happens later. MACD, riding that zero line. Above your signal line, but barely on the current tick. Positive momentum is weak, and basically nothing. Right now, I'm pretty neutral on the market. All right, we're still in a range. We're still in a mini range within a big range. But the question is are we going to grind out the top and break out? Or are we going to have one more pullback, maybe down to the 200, have a little bit of a bear trap, and then break out? Or third scenario is that we break down and come back down to the bottom of the range. All right, now if we do break that level, 16,700, I would expect a small bounce at 16,550 at the POC point of control on the VPVR, which is the most horizontal volume traded as with the candles that you see on the chart. All right, so your BBWP, like I said, is volatility measurement, has broken out of the 10th percentile. Moving average has a positive slope coming up to cross that moving average. The move has begun. All right, so I think this little mini range is going to break out soon. Maybe after one more liquidity grab, but we'll find out. If we get this candle closed and we get back below these moving averages on a closure, I would expect us to probably come down to that 16,750 region where the 200 is going to be. All right, after a bounce at 16,950. Possibly some consolidation right here in between this VPVR level and these moving averages. All right, let's go to the 4 hour. Here on your 4 hour, like I said, going sideways, grinding out the top of the range. BBWP is very low, but it's starting to curl around. And we are working our way up to the 10th percentile, which is when moves usually happen. At that point, we will cross the moving average, which means, like I said, the volatility is going to happen. Right now, your RSI, neutral median zone. Let's see here. Let's see. Do we have any divergences? Not on the 4 hour. MACD. Below your signal line, looks like you're losing your downside curvature. Negative momentum's pretty weak. The market's pretty neutral right now. Your BBWP is very low on the 4 hour, but like I said, we are inching our way up to that 10% mark, getting above our moving average. Let's go to the 8 hour. 8 hour, even in the neutral median zone, getting rejected from that bullish control zone. MACD, Positive momentum is decreasing. Are we going to get across here and come back down to the zero line and find some support? All right. To cross that signal line to the downside, you need to get back below 16,898. So we're pretty close to it. To cross the zero line, you need to get back below 15,525, which is the bottom of the range. All right. So if we break that, 13.5, 14 is in the cards. Because that MACD is going to cross that zero line, that momentum is going to cascade down, that RSI is going to enter that bearish control zone while that BBWP expands. So if you break these moving averages at, like I said, 16,700, that would be a nice break and follow through of those moving averages. And then we'll come back to it. Let's go to the daily real quick. Daily did get out of the bearish control zone above your signal line in the lower neutral median zone right now. So we're still pretty neutral. MACD, strong upside curvature. Positive momentum is increasing pretty violently. BBWP is low, all right? But you are still in the 10 percentile, so it could turn around. So what I do expect is there's three scenarios, all right? Scenario number one is that we have one more liquidity grab to the downside. Like I said, possibly maybe to the 200 region, maybe even 16,820, something like that, possibly even 16,850. Somewhere in here is where I would be expecting a pullback to and grab some liquidity before a breakage of the upside. Now, second scenario is that we just break this after grinding out the top of this range a little bit more. Third scenario is that we break 16,700 and go back down to the bottom of the range. Now, if we do break 17,300, 18K to 18,3 is the next stop, in my opinion. All right, so that's about it for Bitcoin. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. Join the Discord. A lot of good conversation about crypto, trading, investing, markets as a whole. We figure out this market collectively. We stay ahead of the curve as a team. Also, there is a event going on tonight at 7 p.m. EST. We're going to go over trading lessons, short-term TA, and current events. And then we're going to have an AMA at the end. All right, so definitely come to the event. Join the Discord. If you want to know, what I'm trading, my strategies, stuff like that, join the Discord because we do have a chat that says share your strategy. All of us share our strategies. You can come in, copy the strategies if you want, and use them at your own, use them for yourself. So let's move on to Ethereum after we go over to here. So you did get a bounce off of that bearish double demand block, basically at the bottom of the Bollinger Band too. So now you're testing the top band. Are you going to come down to maybe, the top of this order block, 16,950, or even the bottom side Bollinger Band to grab that liquidity one more time? All right, so stochastic looks like it's trying to get across to the downside. This is on the 1 hour. Crossing that signal line to the downside on the current tick. So, do we come down to this level at the 52.50 region where these last lows are? We would have some support there, but we'll find out. I don't have the reverse calculator function on this, so I can't really see what this level would be at the 16,910. Possibly even 16,896 at the bottom band, but we'll find out. We'll come back to it. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum, still in our red box, getting rejected by the 50 and the 21. Front ran the point of control POC on the VPVR. RSI getting out of that bearish control zone in the lower neutral median zone right now, below your signal line. Now, you're going to have major support at the top of this bearish control zone if you do come back down. Got your signal line right here. I need to take a breath. Okay. You're going to have major support at this signal line because it comes right at the top of the bearish control zone. You're going to have resistance at this neutral median line at the 50 mark. All right. 1255 is going to send you below this signal line back into the bearish control zone. That won't look good. MACD, not the best strong side upside curvature. Positive momentum's pretty stable. Like I said, these indicators could just be resetting. You know, we're pretty neutral in the market right now. BBWP is very low, not turning around yet. Printing that dark blue bar, about as low as it can go, you know, all the way down to the 0 percentile. And as soon as it turns around, you know, it's going to follow Bitcoin for the most part, in my opinion. You did get the bounce off the 200, so you're being held up by that. You know, if we can get above this 100 and the POC, next stop, top of the box, 1325. If we break the 200, I would expect some support at the 1220. If we break 1220, $1,000, maybe even 1080, the bottom of the range. Okay, if we break 1080, $1,000, or even lower, probably maybe 650, 700, because that means Bitcoin's breaking the bottom of its range, and that means we're taking that last leg down, in my opinion. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, we break the top of the box. 14K is the next stop, so pretty good trade there. A lot of inefficiency right here with this candle, so we could even go up to 1425, which actually would be my my guess right now, because this big candle right here is a lot of inefficiency. So what we do see on these moving averages, though, is a multi-crossover. Are we going to get the fan out confirmation? So far, it looks like we are. We're not in the bearish control zone right now. We are getting out of it. Your MACD does have an upside curvature as your BBWP is low. So this is not a confirmed signal yet. All right, so don't just trade the, and if you are in the Discord, you will know how to trade this strategy. So you will know that this is not a confirmed signal, pure signal just yet. All right, so there's your bullish and bearish case for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. Solana, weak. Looks like you're having the multi-crossover, retest, fan out. You are not in the bearish control zone. See another, it's not pure signal yet. Could have some sort of a head and shoulders here on the RSI, which would take you up to about this high, 61.20 mark. If that happens, I would expect a small rejection there, and that would probably lead us up to the 1360 and the 100. Now, MACD, strong retest and resumption up. Positive momentum on the histogram is increasing slightly. BBWP starting to curl around, so the volatility will probably start expanding. All right, so it's either we break 1360, get a small rejection at 1370, and then work our way up, and then we come back to it, or we break the 1346 region, come back down to this last low, get a bounce. If we break 1338, next stop, 1280. All right, then we'll find out, because if we break 1280, $11, once again back down to the lows, that would mean that Bitcoin's breaking down. And we're going to come back to it tomorrow. We upload these videos every single day. Turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. Join the Discord. It is the place to be. Don't forget about the event. I wish everyone well. Thank you for coming back to Market Pros, and I will see you tomorrow.